Hello everybody, I'm Ronnie. I work alongside Maggie and Lauren to bring you instructional crochet videos and anything that you may need help with. We're with Whip and Chain, WIP, for Work in Progress and Chain. And today I'm going to show you this cute little bunny rabbit for Easter. This is my design. The ears, and you can put a pin on it to have it as a pin, or it can just be an applique on your jeans or a blanket, anything that you would like. And it's a very quick and simple project. So let's just dive into it, okay? So I'm just using, I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby. This one's called Ivory, and it has some sparkles in it, if you can see that. And other things I would recommend a stitch marker. Let me zoom you out a little bit so you can see a little bit. I'd recommend a stitch marker. I picked up these little flowers or silk flowers, and there's some plastic bows. I haven't been a fan of the plastic bows, but I also picked all these up at Hobby Lobby. And the eyes that I'm using are Google eyes. They were $2 at Hobby and Lobby, and this one is a 0.31 inch 8mm eye. You can find smaller ones, you can find bigger ones. After debate with Maggie, myself, and my hubby back and forth, we decided on this size eye for this pattern. And I would also recommend, which I don't know if I have them with me, little tiny palms for the nose. I must have misplaced them, so forgive me for that. But anyway, that's what I'm recommending, the little palms. That's it. All right. So let's just dive right into this. It's a very quick project. For this project, I used a 5mm hook, which is an H. And I am recommending you do the magic circle. If you do not want to do the magic circle, you can chain 4 and slip stitch into the first chain. Okay? And I have a stitch marker at my ready. I'm a firm believer in stitch markers. They just help me from having to do guessing. So again, if you don't want to use the magic circle, you chain 4, slip stitch into the first chain, and then I want you to chain 1, and then we're all at the same spot. Okay, so in this magic ring I want you to put 6 single crochets. And what I do, as soon as I make my first one, I go right in here and I mark it. And that is just, that's how I work, because I end up second guessing myself, and a lot of times I'm wrong. All right, so I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to close my ring some, but me personally, I'm not going to close it all the way right now, because it makes it hard to see your stitches. So I want you to go into that first stitch, take your stitch marker out, and I want you to slip stitch. Just like that. Then I want you to chain 1. I want you to go back. I'm going to bring you in closer so you can see my stitching, just in case. Chain 1, and you go back in that stitch, and I want you to put 2 single crochets in that same stitch. Now, after you got 2 in, I am going to recommend you put a stitch marker back in the first one. So since we're doing 2 stitches in every stitch, you will end up with 12 stitches. So let's go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And this is the exact reason I believe in stitch markers. If that stitch marker wasn't there, you would almost think this is a stitch, and it's not. Then you slip stitch to your first chain, take out your stitch marker, and join. Now here is where you can pull everything tight. Okay. I want you to chain 1, and again put 2 stitches in that first stitch, 1 and 2, and take your stitch marker and put it right back in. Now we should end up with 24 stitches, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and just keep counting. And 24, and you slip stitch to your first stitch. Okay. And that's what it should look like so far. So then I'm just slip stitching to the very next stitch. And now I want you to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And you slip stitch back into that same stitch. Just like that. Then I want you to turn your bunny sideways, just like that. Okay. And in straight in the bunny ear, on the side of it, I want you to put 6 single crochets. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And in the point, put in a double crochet and 1 more double crochet. And going down, put 6 single crochets. And 6. Now I want you to slip stitch into the very next stitch. And we're going to do the other ear exact same way we did this one. So chain 7, and 7, and then you slip stitch right back into that same stitch, and turn your bunny sideways, and I want you to put 6 single crochets in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, and then going down 6 single crochets. And 6, and then slip stitch to the very next stitch. Okay, now I want you to go around the whole bunny into each stitch and do a slip stitch. This will give your bunny a beautiful edging like that. Okay, so just slip stitch into every stitch going around. Sometimes it's these final little steps that you do to a project that can make it stand out from other projects. And I have chosen to use a sparkle yarn because I think the bunny just is prettier with it. But you can make these in pink and blue and orange and red, any color that you have sitting around. This yarn is just regular, everyday acrylic 4-ply yarn. No thicker, no thinner than any of the others. Okay. And when you do your slip stitching, here's a little trick. I'm up to the bunny's ear. See that? Then I'm going to go into the first stitch of the bunny's ear. Okay. Then I am going to slip stitch right in between the bunny's ears. And then one more slip stitch on this end. Actually 2 more to get to the other side of the ear, and then you chain 1 and you cut. And that is already your crocheted bunny. So now is the time. I would truly recommend that you weave in your ends first. Now, I like to follow the magic circle in the direction it was going. So when you weave in your ends, please make sure you do it as tight as possible, because one of the washcloths that I did for my own use, I didn't weave in the end tight, and I didn't realize it till John put it through the washer and put it on the dry rack to dry, and this center was coming out. I was very upset at myself because I honestly know better. Now, to do the hide the end on this bunny, the edge scrap, I take my yarn and I bring it over to the center. And then I worm my way down underneath some stitches. And that helps keep the bunny's ears straight. It's these fine-tuning little tricks as you do and as you go, as you progress, will show you how to do things that stay better, and it's always a good thing. Okay, so now I am going to, let's grab a purple one. Purple's my color. I love it. Let me grab 2 eyes. Oh, I grabbed the 2 bigger ones. My apologies. Let me get, actually, let's use the 0.28 wiggly eyes. A little smaller. Alright, so here's the bunny. Here's all the pieces that I need. And then I grab there we go. I grab my Fabric Fusion permanent fabric adhesive. All right. So if I can get this open, I put that right in the center, get that part, that spitter there. And then I put my my bow. I always recommend doing your decoration between the ears first. That way, where you decide to put your eyes isn't being covered by that. Okay? So then I'm going to put an eye right here. And an eye right there. Okay, and then, oh, and I found my baggie of choices. So I'm gonna stick with the pink. I do like the pink. There's a clean ball, and I can fix my other one that I took it off of. can make his nose. Yellow. You can make your noses any color that you want. There's no rule. That you can't do. Whatever makes you happy. All right. And now, if you want them to be a pin on something. Okay, sorry about that. Anyway, so we're going to put on the back. Make sure, I learned this the hard way. I struggle with these. But make sure you have it set to the way you want it to open, okay? So you turn on the back and you decide where you want to place it. I like to place it a little closer to the ears. Then you put on a little bit of your glue. And you let that dry. I put a little over it to make sure it holds. Then you just set this off to the side and let it dry. And again, this is the glue that I use. I love it. And a 5mm hook. And I can't wait to see your bunnies, guys. Until next video. Please hit that like and subscribe button at the bottom and come find us on Facebook under WIP, W-I-P, and Chain. Until next time, bye.